All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Opening Night Trivia. I am the seasonal depression of movie trivia. My name is Alex, and as a special treat, we have with me not one of my usual geeks. No, this is a very special occasion. He had me once on his show, and now we have him here on ours. Friend of the show, hashtag trademarked. It is from Full Metal. It is RJ. How are you, sir?
I was asked to smolder. That was the best I had.
That was hot. RJ, are the DMs open? Yes and or no?
Technically, yes, they are. I mean, technically, they are.
All right. I love it. It's good to see you. It's been a while since I've seen you, but it's always a pleasure. RJ, we have an amazing geek match for you here to call. I know you're familiar with Albert, and I'm quite familiar with Joe. I think Albert is one of the best sneaky geek players that we have around. Do you think that's true?
A few months ago, I would have agreed with you. I no longer agree with you now because he is no longer sneaky. Everyone is now aware of the monster that Albert has become. The sneaky one in this match to me is now, for me, is Joe, because I have seen what Joe can do in other leagues, but for him to already be at this point, to me, that's sneaky because he's still fairly new. Albert's been around a little bit longer. So to me, in this one, Joe is the sneaky one. Joe is the wild card.
Well, speaking of Joe, I made the Golden Prophecy a little while ago when I met Joe. I think Joe is a future champion. He has, as of yet, to prove me right. But if he wins here today, he has a guaranteed number one contenders match. He takes on the winner of Caleb Coho and Antonio Chavez, another two great geek players. But that's enough about our opinions. I think it's time to see what it is that these two have to say themselves.
Well, that was some pretty goddamn good smoldering for the two hosts there. I'm in the same boat as RJ here. Albert is not a sneaky player. He's not a sneaky geek player. I remember it was almost a year ago now, World War Geek from Movie Trivia Face Off, and he absolutely dominated those opening rounds. He went for so long, and ever since then, I've known exactly how good of a player Albert is. So I'm not taking him for granted. That being said, the last time I was here in Opening Night Trivia, I screwed myself because that match with Scully was pretty much neck and neck. And then I made that silly mistake that I made. Cost myself 2 points, which Scully stole. And at that point, there was no way back. So I'm definitely not going to let that happen again. And I am determined to come in here, prove that I should have been in that final and that I should have been taking on Nick for the belt. And that just makes me want that belt even more. I'm coming for it, but I'm not underestimating Albert. Let's see if I can get past Albert first, because he is a great player, and this is going to go down to the wire.
So I'm back in Ontal Geek, and people say I'm no longer sneaky. I honestly prefer when I was sneaky. That way, I don't have the pressure put on me of like, oh, he's a good player now. But I'll take the compliment. And yeah, I'm playing Joe. He is one of the best geek players out there, so nothing but respect to him. I'm gonna do my absolute best in this format and taking on Joe in this match. And yeah, let's just see. Let's just hope. I'm looking for the win. But I'm gonna do the best, whatever it takes for me to do that. So yeah.
Well, strong but gentle words. There's a lot of kind of mutual respect. They both know that they're kind of wading into a minefield. This could be potentially one of those games that's decided by a single question. It's probably going to be close the whole way through. I'm really excited. RJ, what do you think?
No, yeah, it's always nice when you see two players like this just come in with a mutual respect for each other. But I see a little bit more hunger in Joe's eyes. But like we always say about Albert, he comes in like people think he's sneaky because he's calm, he's cool, he's collected. He's coming in, he's going to play his game. So we're going to see basically if it can, if the calmness is going to get to Joe or if Joe's kind of hunger gets to Albert. But like you said, this could honestly come down to a single question.
Well, fortunately, all we have is questions. We have questions for days. This is Ontal Geek, and I think it's time to get started. Introducing first, with an Ontal Geek record of 1 win and 0 defeats. He is Albert Wiradharma.
Hello.
And his opponent, with an Onto Geek record of 1 win, with just 1 defeat, and 1 TKO. He is Joe Farrelly.
I've been looking forward to this. We've said it for ages. We wanted to play each other. This is going to be great.
Yeah, this should be fun.
All right. So with that, let's get started first with the rules of this round number 1. In round number 1, we have 10 questions from 10 different categories of what we have decided are geek. Each player will be given the same questions and will have about 15 seconds of the time it takes me to finish a punchline to write down their best attempt at an answer. We will then ask each player by name to reveal their answer as well as say it aloud, just for the people that might be listening at work on YouTube. I do that all the time. A correct answer gets you 1 point. An incorrect answer will not lose you any points, but you will not get any points either. If either player or both players happen to score a perfect round, they will be eligible for a bonus question, once again, worth 1 point. I would like to remind the 2 players that they also have 3 repeats and 1 use of a challenge. Does everyone understand the rules as I have read them?
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Great. Then, RJ, if you don't mind, I will take the first question.
Okay.
All right, your first question will come in the category of quotes. In what comic book movie can you hear the quote, "Then we will fight in the shade"? RJ, we've been perhaps unfair to not talk about it. What is the best Fall Out Boy album?
For me, it's actually, I think it's got to be From Under the Cork Tree. That's a near perfect album.
Nice classical choice. Just very confused. Sorry about that, Joe. It's a nice inside joke. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens are down. We'll start with Joe.
300.
Albert.
300.
Both correct.
All right, gentlemen, your next question is going to come from the category of the Wizarding World. What is the name of the acromantula that tells Harry and Ron that Hagrid did not open the Chamber of Secrets in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets?
No secrets here between us. I didn't want to read. That looked like a very scary word. Acro. I didn't want to do it. I knew I couldn't do it.
As soon as you told me I was reading the second question, I was like, in my head, read. No, you're going to say
scary.
Sorry, I can't afford to look stupid. Not again. 5, 4. I'm still on probation. 3, 2, 1. Pens are down. Albert.
Aragog.
Joe.
Aragog.
Still a tie game. All right. Third question will come from the category of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. In Thor: The Dark World, near what famous landmark is Dr. Selvig arrested? Oh, shoot. You know, usually in our intros, I say that so-and-so is the something to my something else. I was going to say that you are probably the Fall Out Boy to my Paramore. I was going to say Panic at the Disco, but we can't say that anymore. It's not cool to say Panic anymore.
It's not cool to say that
It's not cool.
But I'll take it.
Yeah. All right, we'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens are down. Joe.
Nice to see questions about British landmarks. Stonehenge.
And Albert.
The Stonehenge.
All right. Still a tie game.
All right, gentlemen, your next question is going to come from DC, just plain old DC movies. Who plays the angel Gabriel in Constantine? Underrated performance, I might add, of this character. I enjoy this performance very much so.
I know a lot of non-geek people, and the amount of people that don't know that this movie even exists is kind of tragic to me.
Yeah, because like I don't even think when it came out, we were even really aware that it was a geek movie.
No.
Like I didn't know it was based on anything from a
It's
comic.
getting weird. 5,
Like
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens are down. Albert
Tilda Swinton.
and Joe.
Yeah, great casting. Tilda Swinton.
Yep. Tilda Swinton is correct. All right. About halfway through here in this round, Marvel films. In The Amazing Spider-Man 2, inside what type of building does Gwen Stacy die? Oh, I forgot about that question.
is it wrong that I laugh at this scene? I really do. I don't know why.
I laugh, but it's because of the noise. Do you know
Yeah,
that?
no, exactly. It's the noise that gets me every time.
Oh, I feel bad.
Like
my
I know why
apologies.
they added it, but they shouldn't have added it. They made it too
4,
loud.
3, 2, 1. IMAX, baby. Pens are down. Joe.
Clock Tower.
Albert.
Clock Tower.
Yep. Still a tie game.
All right, gentlemen. Your next question is going to come in the category of Star Trek. In Star Trek V, The Final Frontier, which crew member is brainwashed by Cybok in front of Kirk and Spock?
This is a very weird document. We have a lot of death. Now we have a brainwashing question. I'd like to apologize to anybody.
This is a dark round one.
Yeah, I'd like to apologize to any of our members who have had a very strange past. Our writers. What can I say?
I played in a match recently where 4 of the questions involved penguins.
5, 4. I'm terrified of penguins.
I
3.
would love to see
2,
those questions just to see how they ended up in a match.
Oh, no penguins. Nowhere near me. Pens are down. None of that. Albert
Leonard McCoy.
and Joe.
Bones.
Yep. We will accept both. All right. 7th question. Both competitors still perfect. I mean, look at them. Will come from the category of DCEU. What does Cassandra Cain swallow in Birds of Prey that Black Mask is trying to recover? And since RJ is here, I think we can say that if you go a little bit too deep and get it wrong, you will get it wrong.
I'm glad that that is the case here as well, because I get so much crap for that.
I mean, I already did that last time I played here.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Well, just so you know, if you get into Full Metal Geek, don't do it there either.
I also watched this movie an hour ago.
Ooh.
Well, that
Interesting choice.
sucks for Albert.
No, you'll get it.
It's 4, 3,
But what if Joe got it wrong?
1. Only one way to find out. Joe
The Bertinelli Diamond.
and Albert.
Bertinelli Diamond.
Oh, they both went deep. Very nice.
Would have accepted a diamond, but you guys want to show off.
Fair
Luckily, you showed off in the right way. Gentlemen, your next question is going to come in the category of Star Wars. We are on the other side of the galaxy now. In RJ's favorite movie, Attack of the Clones, that's not the question. I just like adding that. Who does Padme leave in her place to act as she would in the Senate?
Now, I don't want this to feel like I'm having you justify it, because you shouldn't have to do that. But just tell me
Giant
something
lightsaber
that
battle.
you-
Giant lightsaber battle.
Reasonable.
That's it. I tell everybody that every time.
No.
There's hundreds of Jedis fighting thousands of droids. It gets me every time.
No, that's I can get behind that. I can get behind that as a concept.
And also one of the reasons Birds of Prey is great, Ewan McGregor.
Sure. Glad we did this. Isn't this easier to talk about what we like about movies? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens are down. Albert
Jar Jar Binks.
and Joe.
Jar Jar Binks.
Very good. All right. still perfect. Both players threw 8 questions. This one, the 9th question, mixed bag. Who plays the main villain, Chudnovsky, in The Green Hornet?
I still don't know how I feel about this movie. I've seen it like 5 times, and I still can't figure out like how I feel about it.
Do you have to take breaks? Do you do you watch it in one sitting, or do you have to go, all right, 45 minutes, we're done?
No, like it depends, like I said, usually of how the movie makes me feel, but I still can't figure out how this movie makes me feel.
Yeah.
I mean, I laugh every time Kato says Haruken, but that's about it.
Oh, I forgot about that scene. 5, 4, 3. I got some watching to do. 2, 1. Pens are down. Joe.
Christoph Waltz.
Albert.
I know, plus it's Seth Rogen.
And we have the first miss. Joe going up by 1 point. Still perfect in this round number 1.
All right, let's see if he can get that perfect round. As we get into your final question, gentlemen, is going to be in the category of Middle Earth. Middle Earth. In how many Middle Earth films has Christopher Lee appeared?
And for this one, we're going to go with the original theatrical cuts of the movie. I could tell some people were going to get a little bit sweaty about that one. Don't worry. We researched.
I mean, if you have to re-explain that to these competitors, then they don't belong here. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I do study.
Me and my question writer have had many arguments sometimes when he presents a question. And I'm like, bro, that's extended. And he's like, no, it's not. I'm like, bro, yes, it is.
Another friend of the show, probably. 5, 4, unconfirmed. 3, 2, 1. Pens are down. We will go to Albert.
5.
And for the perfect round, Joe.
So I'm wondering now if this is where studying extended edition is going to bite me in the ass. 5.
Looking for 4.
You're probably both thinking of Return of the King. He is not in the theatrical. That is a deleted scene.
I knew that.
Top of the tower.
Also not in one of the Hobbit movies. Which one? I won't watch them, so I can't say.
Yeah, I can tell you. It's Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, An Unexpected Journey, and Battle of the Five Armies. Sorry, not Battle of the Five Armies. Desolation of Smaug. I don't know why I can't say Desolation of Smaug.
It's because it's a bad movie. Great. Thank you. I'm kidding.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. We've been through this. I know. It's fine. Don't worry about it. All right. Then with Joe taking a 1-point lead, I believe. We will move on to 1 point lead. We'll move on to round number 2. In round number 2, each player has taken something off of a wheel. We have then spun that wheel, taken the top 3 categories. And these are the categories that will potentially decide the match. In this round number 2, each player will choose one category. They will then be asked 5 questions, each worth 2 points. If they are not sure or just want a second opinion, they can check down a multiple choice. It will bring down the value of the point to exactly 1 point per answer. I believe everybody still has every one of their repeats. They also still have their challenges. Everything is going well. 1 point lead for Joe. Joe, would you like to pick first or defer the pick?
I will pick first, please.
All right. And which of these 3, once again, your options are Star Wars, Middle Earth, and DC movies?
I will go Star Wars, please.
All right. Star Wars is off the board. We'll go to Albert. Albert, would you like Middle Earth or DC movies?
I'll take DC.
All right. So we are saving Middle Earth for round number 3. Should we? And I think we will need it. And Joe, back to you. Would you like to get your questions first or second?
First, please.
First. All right. RJ, if you don't mind giving Joe his questions, and as an apology, would you please give Joe his questions in Star Wars?
Sure, no problem. And these are 1 point each, just so I know
These are
for when
2-point questions.
That's what I thought. Okay, just making sure. All right. Joe, are you ready for your Star Wars questions?
Oh, yes.
All right, question number 1. In Rogue One, why does Jyn put herself in the line of fire when Saw's rebels are attacking the Kyber crystal transport?
To protect civilians, specifically a child.
We'll accept that because you did bring up the child. It was specifically to save a child. That's
I was
correct
just trying to figure out a way to word it right.
Yep.
That's
correct.
The hardest part of that question was wording the answer.
That's correct for 2 points. Your second question. In A New Hope, who is watching Obi-Wan and Luke practice with the training ball aboard the Falcon?
Han Solo.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question. In Revenge of the Sith, who accompanies Anakin to Mustafar when he is going to kill the Separatist leaders?
R2-D2.
That is correct for another 2 points. Your fourth question. In The Force Awakens, to where does Finn want to run away in Takodana so he can disappear?
The Outer Rim.
That's correct for another 2 points. And your final question for a clean sweep of the round. In the Clone Wars movie, who ultimately delivers Stinky to Jabba?
Ahsoka Tano.
That's correct for 2 more points and the clean sweep.
Hell of a round for Joe. Absolutely killing it. Star Wars is one of his specialties. Now we will see if Albert can match in his.
Clone Wars was going to make an appearance.
He's read us a little bit there. Albert will now try to match in his category. Once again, 5 questions in DC. I did forget to mention it, but please be advised, Albert, and indeed Joe, that steals are on in this round. Albert, if you're ready.
Okay.
All right. Your first question. In Watchmen, who plays the first character to go by Silk Spectre? We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2,
Multiple choice.
1. All right, multiple choice. Is it A, Carla Gugino, B, Apollonia Vanovna, C, Leah Gibson, or D, Malin Ackerman?
Malin Ackerman.
Malin Ackerman is incorrect, so we'll go to Joe for a 1-point steal. Once again, the options. Is it A, Carla Gugino, B, Apollonia Vanova, C, Leah Gibson, or D, Malin Ackerman?
B.
B, Apollonia Vanova is also incorrect. We were looking for Carla Gugino.
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 Yeah.
My apologies.
Okay.
My apologies to Carla, friend of the show. All right, back to Albert for his second question. In Superman Returns, what causes the blackout that fries the entire East Coast?
I'll take the multiple choice again.
Multiple choice? All right. Is it A, Lex Luthor's experiment? B, Superman crashing back to Earth? C, the airplane's takeoff? Or D, Miss Kitty's car accident?
A.
A, Lex Luthor's experiment is correct for 1 point. All right. Still in a bit of a hole. Needs to improve in this round just a little bit to get in a better position. Your third question. In Batman Begins, What is the name of the CEO of Wayne Enterprises at the time of Bruce's return?
The multiple again.
Multiple choice? All right. Is it A, Mr. Daggett, B, Mr. Fox, C, Mr. Earl, or D, Mr. Knox?
Mr. Daggett.
A, Mr. Daggett is incorrect. So once again, we'll go to Joe for a 1-point steal. Your options, Joe. Is it Mr. Daggett, B, Mr. Fox, C, Mr. Earl, or D, Mr. Knox?
Mr. Earl.
Mr. Earl is correct for another 1-point steal. All right. I think at this point we should probably bring up if Albert doesn't get probably the next two right, he will be knocked out. Fourth question. What is the name of the new skin cream developed by Hader Beauty in Catwoman?
Bewline.
That is correct for a big 2 points. Well done. All right. And now, still not out of danger. He will have to hit this one.
Yes, he can hit it for any point value, but
Yeah.
he does have to hit.
He does have to hit. Joe is very ready for steals, apparently, today. Your fifth and final question in this round, number 2. In Batman 89, how does Alicia, who is Jack Napier's girlfriend, die?
I'll take multiple choice.
All right. Is it A, she shoots herself, B, she jumps from a building, C, she gets run over, or D, she's strangled by the Joker? Five, 4, 3,
I'll use a repeat.
2. All right. Of the whole question or just the options?
The whole question.
Whole question. In Batman 89, how does Alicia, who is Jack Napier's girlfriend, die? Is it A, she shoots herself, B, she jumps from a building, C, she gets run over, or D, she's strangled by the Joker? Right. We'll go 5, 4, 3,
Strangled by the Joker.
2. Strangled by the Joker is incorrect. So we'll go to Joe for another 1-point steal. Joe, your options are A, she shoots herself, B, she jumps from a building, C, she gets run over, or D, she's strangled by the Joker.
She shoots herself.
She shoots herself is incorrect. We were looking for she jumps from a building. Now, Albert, by the skin of his teeth, is still in this match. He is only down, I believe, 10 points.
9.
Or excuse me, 9 points.
Yes.
So there is still a chance, however slim. We are, in fact, going to round number 3. All right. So in this round number 3, that lonely category that we have left on the board now comes back to haunt or indeed celebrate with one of our competitors. They will each be asked a set of potentially 2, a 3, and a 5-point questions to decide who will be advancing in this little mini gauntlet. Joe, you are in the lead by 9 points. Would you like set 1 or set 2?
Set 1, please.
All right. And that leaves Albert with set 2. All right. And once again, these questions will come from the category of Middle Earth. RJ, do you mind asking Albert his questions in Middle Earth?
Absolutely not. All right. Albert, just keep in mind you do still have 2 repeats left and your challenge, but you cannot miss a question or you will be technically knocked out. Are you ready for your 2-pointer question?
Yep.
Right. Oh, just real quick. Sorry, Alex. I'm guessing the backups are set to?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Just making sure that I'm asking the right ones. Okay. Albert, for 2 points in the category of Middle Earth. In the Fellowship of the Ring, after Frodo is stabbed, Arwen takes him to where to be healed?
Rivendell.
That's correct for 2 points, keeping you alive.
Still in it.
We move on to your 3-point question, Albert. For 3 points. In The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies, which member of Thorin's company is the first to die?
Feely.
That is correct for 3 points.
Fight back, doing everything he can.
All right. All right, Albert, this is your final question. If you hit this, you will force Joe to answer some questions and avoid the TKO. If you miss it, Joe will win via TKO and advance. Albert, for 5 points, category of Middle Earth. In The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, what is the name of the abandoned fortress Gandalf goes to investigate?
Dol Guldur.
For 5 points.
5 big points. Hell of a third round performance from Albert. Really recovering from that. His last round now up by just 1 point. Joe can hit, if Joe hits any of his round 3 questions, he will have won this match. Albert avoided the TKO, and there is a chance, however small, that Albert will have just done enough to win this match. But it all depends now on Joe's questions. Now, Joe, are you ready for your 2-pointer in this Middle Earth?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. For 2 points and the win. In The Two Towers, the king of what kingdom does Gandalf free from a spell of Saruman?
Rohan.
And your winner, he is Joe Farrelly.
Good thing, Joe.
What a performance from Joe Farrelly. Well done. Well done to both of you. Albert, a little bit rough in the second round, but really recovered that. That is an amazing skill right there that you just showed in Middle Earth. We're going to be right back with both the winner and, in fact, the loser. First, the winner, Joe Farrelly. Joe, hell of a performance. We've come to expect them from you. Not perfect, but, 9 points in the first. A few missed steals. Hell of a round in Star Wars. I'll give you that. Deadly with steals. DC, people just shouldn't take DC with you. Because once again, this happened with Rizzy. Tell me how you're feeling. This is a great win.
Actually glad I didn't take DC because I don't know exactly how Albert's feeling right now, but if I'd have got those DC questions, I'd have multiple choice. Pretty much the same ones he did, with maybe the exception of Mr. Earl. Just because I know Rutger Hauer and there's a link some other movies there, but no, they were really tough questions. The first one, that Watchmen one, is one that it's a very deep casting question. If you don't know it catches you off guard and it puts you in a bad headspace going into the rest of the questions. That Catwoman one was a fantastic answer. He is a fantastic player. You saw it in his round 3. Just no repeats, just blitz through in this Middle Earth is fine. But it goes to show that it's how important it is to come out, well, not come out ahead, but either if you're not ahead, have the luck of having played one more match. Otherwise, it would have been, dead even as who picks the first question. Now, I came out ahead by 1 point, but if you're not in that situation, you have to be the higher ranked player, and that's the only thing that allows you to pick first. Star Wars, like I said, I just played a big Star Wars match that was fresh. It seemed like the right option to pick it. I was expecting DC to be the round 3, but it is what it is. I'm happy with the win. I'm happy I didn't give any overly complicated answers, costing myself the win this time. Just got to get back into it. I hope I can win this one more match and get onto that title match.
Speaking of that number 1 contenders match, we do have your potential opponents. Do you have a preference, Caleb Coho or Antonio Chavez?
I don't really have a preference with those. People I've known in this space for quite a while, the pair of them, I've played Antonio a couple of times. By the time I'm sure this comes out, I'll have played Coho a couple of times. And I'm sure they'll both be gunning for me because I've won the matches I've played against them. So I know they're not going to, they're here for a reason. They're going to be playing in a number 1 contenders match for a reason. So either one of them is going to give me a match, is going to give me a game, and is going to go down to the wire again.
All right. Well, another one, you improved to 2-1. We will be seeing you in that number 1 contenders match. Who will be joining Nico Regoli in the championship match? Well, that's a story again for another time. Joe, always a pleasure. Congratulations. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
And Albert, it didn't go your way today. But I don't think it's fair to talk about the negatives because what we had is just still a great performance from you. 8, I believe, in the first, all 10 points in the third. I think a lot of people would have given up. I think it's the only way to say it. I think a lot of people would have just gone, well, I guess I'm going to get TKO today. But tell me about that second round. Tell me about it.
DC is, out of those 3 categories, DC is probably the weakest, which is why I opt to try to take it hopefully with the multiple choice. I can try to keep it in the game. But yeah, I put Batman 1989 on the background a few days ago, and I didn't remember the part where she died. And in my brain, I was like, did she jump off? But once I heard the multiple choice, I was like, okay, maybe it's a strangle. And then the Carla Gugino Malin Ackerman one, that just I couldn't remember which is which is why I had to go multiple choice again. Still didn't get it right. But yeah, no, that DC category was rough. But Joe played a hell of a match here today.
I mean, and once again, like, I think you're a great player. I called you sneaky good before. I agree with everybody else. I shouldn't have said it. I think you are just a good player, one of the very best we have around. I think, again, a tough round 2, but an amazing round 1. I think a lot of people would kill to have that round 1, especially against Joe, and again, that round 3, especially against Joe. You're still going place in this division. You do go to 1-1, so a bit of a drop in the rankings. But honestly, I expect to see you back in the win column very soon. Do you have an idea who you'd like to play next?
I mean, I'll take anyone, honestly. It will be fun to play someone I've never played before, but I don't even know who that could possibly be. But yeah, I'll take anything. And yeah.
Well, if we have it, we will find it, and we will be seeing you again if you'll have us. Thank you so much, Albert. Always a pleasure. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, thanks for hosting, guys.
Well, RJ, I think that was a hell of a match. 2 great performances from 2 really good players. You're not as familiar with Joe Farrelly. I know that you are one of the movers and shakers over at Full Metal Geek. Tell me what your impression of him is.
I like to move and shake a lot. That's true. But no, I mean, that was a very tight round 1. Like you said, a lot of people in that round 2 situation would give up. Albert got himself to round 3 and ran the board. And that's very hard to do, especially in that situation where you know you can't miss. It's hard enough to get all three right when it's going back and forth. It's even harder when you know I can't miss or else the match is over. So, great performance by both of them. But yeah, Joe clearing the board, damn near perfect in round 1, perfect in round 2, only had to answer 1 in round 3. Yeah, he's walking away with that win. It's well deserved.
Absolutely well deserved. And he advances once again to face either Caleb Coho, the winner of Caleb Coho, versus Antonio Chavez. So more amazing matches coming down the pike here at Untold Geek. RJ, I hope to have you back soon, real soon. We'll be seeing you. If, once again, you'll have us, we love having you. And maybe have me over at Full Metal Geek. It's been forever.
I'll have a cheeseburger, fries, and a chocolate shake. That's what I'll have.
Hard no. Fantastic. So thank you guys so much for joining us here at Untold Geek. Remember, stay inside, wash your hands, wash your face, stay away from people that are sneezing, stay away from people in general. And thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, or don't. I'm not going to tell you what to do. And so for RJ, for Albert, for today's winner, Joe Farrelly, and yes, for myself, we have been Untold Geek. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time.